Hi, it's Kathy, and I get a lot of questions about the 7 days I spent in the dark. And so I want to share with you one of my biggest takeaways, and this is just one of them. But, as you're spending time in the dark, the mind is really active initially, right? And that's normal. Like all day long we have mental chatter unless you're somehow highly unusual, right? You talk to yourself inside your head. It's like Michael Singer, the author, calls it your roommate, right? And so this goes on and on incessantly. And during the course of normal life, we get distracted by things or we have things to look at. Like, oh, I should scrub that over there. Or, oh, yeah, I really want a coffee or whatever. Yet when you're isolated in a room by yourself in the dark, there's not all of that happening. I mean, there might be like, I want a tea or something like that, but it's remarkably diminished, right? You don't even know what you look like. You're in the dark, right? For a whole week, I didn't know what I looked like, and it didn't matter. Okay, so one of the things that I did from day one, from the very beginning, was like, I heard this spiritual teacher once say, listen, and he wasn't talking directly to me, but I took it, right? Listen, if you can't still your mind for 10 to 20 seconds, what else can you be successful at, right? What else is there? I mean, you can't even control that for like such a brief amount of time. So what I do is basically, notice if I could still my thinking for 10 to 20 seconds. And I do that over and over and do some breathing practices, which are definitely effective at clearing the head. And so once you reach that day 3 point, right? Your mind has been like blah, 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 blah for 3 days. By day 4, I can't remember. I do have I have some recordings that I made, not by the phone, but like some audio recordings I made. To tell me like, oh, this happened, that happened, but I can't remember if it was the end of day 3 or on day 4. Like the mind just let go. Like, okay, it's pointless, right? To keep re-articulating, re-examining the same like 10 items over and over, which is what happens, right? Oh, my child, oh, lunch, oh, this, oh, that, right? Whatever you're worried about at home or something. And so it keeps doing that. And then it just reaches a point where it's like, and let's go. And you enter the space where there's no longer such a differentiation of the small self and all that is. And what happened is that started to deepen and deepen and deepen, so that by the end, the grip of the small self, the grip of the individuated I, right? I'm in charge. I have to do this. I'm responsible for that. Like that I, that ego, essentially, because that's what it is. Let's go. And you're able to enter greater and longer states of being all that is endlessly, knowing that you go on forever. There's not, right, that the energy that is you is infinite and always and everywhere. And that's an experience that can't be taken away from me. Even when I'm back in my real life and I'm like, yes, I'm going to make this video, right? There is the sense of the larger, broader container, if there's a word for it, right? Container that contains my body, that contains this house, that contains the phone, that contains all things, right? So I still have this ego I'm not saying it's gone, right? And maybe there will always be a tether to that, just as the functional I that says, hey, I should eat an orange now, or I need to go to the bathroom, right? That's the functional I. But the ego dynamic of like resisting life and being attached to life, and the giant fear that drives all that is diminished. And so that is the biggest takeaway from my dark retreat. And there's a lot more. And I'm gonna unpack a lot of your questions and things this Sunday. And if you're not able to be there, there will be a replay. So I'll post the link below. It's also on my website if you're watching this in real time, or around the date. Meet Kathy with a K, Williams with an S.com. So also, I really want to offer dark retreat coaching if you're planning on having this experience, because there are people who don't make it more than 2 days, because their mind is just like all over the flippin' place. And if you really want to have like a deepening experience, breathing practices are your biggest gift. It's so powerful. It's what helped me go into these deeper and deeper states. So, and also just asking yourself, like, can I still my mind for 10 seconds, and then seeing and realizing no. Like, it's flippin' loud. So contact me if you want that. I'd hate for you to go into the dark and have like a challenging experience, or one in which like you thought you were going to spend 4 days and you spent 2. You really don't get the fruit until you're in there a while and the mind starts to unleash its grip. So, all right, guys, I'll see you next time. If you're interested in more transformative content, make sure you like, subscribe, share, all the things, and I will be back here in a few days. Aloha.